Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna show you how you can install Akash Provider using Praetor. However, if you already have a running Kubernetes cluster. So this might be a good option for somebody who has a number of servers in data centers, and those servers have public IP addresses, and you can install the Akash Provider onto that cluster using the standard Helm charts method, but you can also install it using Praetor. Sometimes in this situation, when the servers are in the data centers, they don't necessarily, that really depends on the data center, they don't necessarily need to have unobstructed network traffic between themselves. So basically, which is required for Kubernetes to be able to run. Well, obviously not all traffic needs to be unobstructed. However, it saves a lot of time troubleshooting if there is no firewalls between them or anything. So and even better if they're actually on the same network, on the same broadcast domain. That's basically the best way of doing it. However, we don't have that luxury sometimes, and we might want to install the Kubernetes cluster onto a number of servers that are on a routed network. Yeah, just make sure that all traffic between the servers is allowed. So everything, UDP, ICMP, TCP, everything should be really allowed. Especially, yeah, because let me actually not go into too much detail about that, because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that you can install Akash Provider using Praetor onto an existing Kubernetes cluster. So in order to create a Kubernetes cluster, we can use the Akash documentation, the official one, and go to providers, build a cloud provider, and the first how-to is the one that we need to complete. So all of these steps need to be completed. Yeah, all of them. So we will do that now. Let me show you. I have a number of here we go. So I have Praetor 1, which is IP address, it has a public IP address, which is this one, and I have another IP address. I have another server which also has a public IP address, which is basically in the same network, but they're both publicly accessible. So these are the hosts that I've actually used before, but I've just taken, reset them back, and we're gonna start deploying on them once again. So a few prerequisites, and now we need to clone the Kubispray project, and yeah, basically it sometimes doesn't work if you copy the whole code block and paste. So I suggest that you copy and paste line by line. Let me actually fix this so that you can see both screens. One moment. Here we go. We have both windows open, and we can proceed. So cd our home directory, in our case it's /root. We need to clone the Kubispray Oh, we have a Kubispray. Okay, good. We need to cd into it. Okay. And make sure to run the following command in order to address. Okay. We need to. Okay. And move on. Install Ansible. I believe. Yeah. No, we don't have it. Okay, good. Okay. Let's install Ansible. I'm using the first server as the server that will be running Kubispray. Kubispray is a process where the Kubernetes cluster is being installed. What's required is we will just go get to this step actually. So let's actually continue. Okay, this is that. We need to create the virtual environment directory, and we need to use it, and now we need to install the requirements. So basically copy and paste the stuff from the documentation. This will be done very quickly. We can continue to the next step. So in this step we need to give access to the Kubernetes cluster, to Ansible. And how we do that is explained. I explained it in the, not the previous video, but the one before. We need to create an RSA SSH key pair, and so let me show you. We have in root directory we have the .ssh. So if we go there and ls, what we have here are 4 files. This file contains the public keys of all the machines that we want to give access to this machine. So they will use their private key, and if their public key is in this file, in the authorized keys file, they will be able to log in. This is our own private key that we are using to connect to other servers, and this is the public key part of this. So this is the RSA key pair, these 2 files. This is the public part, which needs to be, the contents of this file needs to be copied onto the target machine that we want to have access to. So I already did that. Let's go to Praetor 2 here, and we also need to go to SSH, and right here we only have the authorized keys file. So the contents of this authorized keys file is basically, I've copied the contents of this file and placed it onto this server into authorized keys file. In documentation it's explained a little bit different, but the end result is the same. So yeah, the point is that if we SSH, if we go to our first machine, the one that will be used for Kubispraying, and we want to SSH into the other, and in our case it's Praetor 2. We need to fix the okay, we need to fix the change mod 0600 IDR like this. Now it will work. I basically created those files as root, so the permissions were too open. So yeah, the Linux system was warning me that the file permissions were too open, and it refused to use them. Anyway, we are, as you can see, we are on Praetor 1 machine, and if we just SSH into Praetor 2, we're not going to be asked any password. So that's the point. That's what we want to achieve. Okay, that's that. Ansible inventory. Okay, we already did this. That was in step number 2. We need to go to Kubispray and we need to copy. Okay, now we need to declare the IPs. In our case, we have 2 IP addresses because we have 2 servers. The first server is 194 28.98.219, and the other one is 194.28.98. 220, I think. Let me just check. IP address. Yeah. Okay. 219 and 220. Yeah. Okay. What did I do? Double. Okay. And we need to create the config file. Okay. So the config file got created automatically. If we go to inventory, Akash nano hosts.yaml. This is the hosts file that's going to be used for Kubi spraying. Basically, it's telling Ansible what hosts will be used, onto what hosts it's supposed to install the Kubernetes. So we have a number of sections here. These are the host declarations. These are the children. So the control plane will be, both node 1 and 2 will be able to run the kubekettle command. These are the worker nodes. The kube node, it means it's asking you which of those servers that have been declared here are going to be used as worker nodes. etcd is the database that's basically being used for synchronizing between the nodes, and yeah, there you go. This is obviously the and Calico is being used as the CNI. That means that it's the networking, all the networking between the pods in the cluster is going to be handled by Calico. So let's go out and let's continue. Okay, this is the part that we did. Okay, we have just checked this. This is the part that we actually did right now. Okay. We need to see that within the YAML files all stanza. We need to do this. Okay. So right here, and we need to make sure that the indentation is correct. Okay, make sure it looks like this, that all the indentation are exactly like here, and we can proceed on. Okay, save, exit, yes. Okay, good. Additional verifications. I know for a fact that this is already like it is by default, so we don't need to do this at all. The DNS configuration is set up already. Okay, let's check. There's a number of checks that we need to do. Okay. Alright, we need to uncomment these lines. Okay. So we're using nano, not vim. Okay, and we need to find the, where is it? Here we go, upstream DNS servers. This needs to remain. No, actually, this needs to be uncommented and like this. Okay, good. Save, exit. Alright, ephemeral storage. Okay, step number 7 is completely optional. What it's being used for is in case you have a boot drive for your server is separate than the drive that you want your Kubernetes cluster to run on. Basically all the pods, if you want to separate physically to a separate drive, this is the step that you'll want to follow. I'll show you, not in this video, but in some future video, how it's done. It looks complicated, but it's really not, so I'll explain. For now, let's just move on. We need to, go to the Kubispray. We're already there, and we need to run the Ansible playbook. I think this will work, but it might not. Yeah, it works. Okay, this will take, I'm guessing that it will take anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Like this garbled text will be shown on your screen. So I'm gonna pause the video here and we will be back as soon as this completes. I hope that there will be no errors. Alright, here we go. It's done. We can continue. Okay, confirm. So at this point the Kubernetes has been installed on both nodes, kubi kettle get nodes, and here we go. We have node 1 and node 2, kubi kettle get pod -a, and here we go. Calico is the CNI, core DNS, DNS autoscaler, API server, etc. So at this point, none of the Akash binaries have been installed, so everything should be prepared more or less for Praetor. Let's just do these checks first. Kubi kettle. Okay. All right. Okay, these are running. We can confirm that here. Okay. Let's see. So this will do a bit of performance checking. We can run that. It's not mandatory, but it's good to run so that you have some idea of how is your cluster performing. So while this is running, we can move on to step number 10. So these need to be applied to all the Kubernetes, so basically all the worker nodes in the cluster, because especially if you have a really large nodes with a lot of resources, you will want to have this applied, because there are a number of limitations. Basically the Linux OS by default has a limit of how many open files it can have at a certain point in time. So we want to circumvent that, and we need to copy this and paste it here, and okay, and we need to apply it. So let's just go first to the other one. So both nodes, that's really important. And then we copy this part, apply, and this. Okay. So in our case, we don't need to do anything regarding the firewall. Both nodes are directly exposed to the internet, so we can skip that. Okay, and this is just the example of the hosts.yaml file. But at this point we are done. In the next part we will be we're gonna take a short break here, and in the next part we're gonna be installing the Praetor onto this cluster that we have actually right now installed. So connect, approve. I think I have the wrong, let me see, no, it's okay, good. Alright, provider is offline. We need to reinstall the provider, and in our case we need to skip this step if you have Kubernetes. Okay, host name is euroakash.net, port 22, username root. Again, we're gonna be using the file. Just in the last video, we're gonna be using the IDRSA. Okay, we don't have a passphrase, config file. So this file, you need to go back to your one of your HCD nodes, cd.kubi and config. Okay, and you need to copy all this and put it into the, so right here, all of it. Okay, and make sure you have the, okay, save config. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just saving this file into a, okay, we have the config file, so this is the config file, open. We don't have GPUs, no, and verify. Does you have Akash? No, we don't have the services yet. Okay, here we go. So this is a bit garbled. Let's try and make it a bit better. Okay, import Akash wallet. We will be using this part. Okay, seed phrase. I'm going to pause the video here and come back when this is done. There we go. Domain name euroakash.net. Organization euro. Okay, next. We're not gonna be messing with these. We're just gonna run through all of these provider attributes. Okay, just next. And here we go. Everything is being installed now in the background, and once this is done, we should have a running provider that's basically running on more than one node. And both of these nodes have public IP addresses. This is actually something that you would not have been able to do using the just Praetor installation. So the installation is done. This is the next day, the following day. Basically there's nothing else to do for us to do. One of the screens that I skipped and you won't see in this video is how you should set up your firewall and your DNS. In our case, we have a publicly accessible nodes, so both of our servers have public IP addresses, so, and they're not behind any firewall, so we can just skip this part. And I will actually do another video on how to set up port forwarding, firewall rules and DNS. That might actually be one of the future videos, so probably the next one or the next couple videos. So yeah, in case you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. Also, if you like this and you want to become an Akash provider, don't be intimidated. Just perhaps it looks a bit complicated now, but we will help you. Come and join the Akash Discord server. Make sure you visit the official Akash Discord server and not some fake ones, because there are fake ones. I will leave the official Akash Discord server invite link in the description of this video, so yeah, you can use that. That's the safest option, and we will help you there. Whatever issue you might have or run into, or you're banging your head against, we will help you with this, and so don't worry. Yeah, I hope you have found this video informative. If you did, please leave a like, please share, subscribe. Again, if you have any comments, please post them below. And yeah, thank you for viewing, and see you in the next one.